welcome back. And this video I'm going to show you how to submit or push your code onto github.com. So first, let's understand the basic of GitHub a little bit here. So we're going to have a form of local and public, right? So the local, so we're going to have the local, right, folder that you're going to create, which I'm going to put under my local drive D and Git, right? And there's also a public, right? Or it could be online, right, version. So that one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the github.com. Alright, so we talk about Git. It's actually the program name Git, which is the version control. Okay, it's the program to do the version control. Like when you make changes, you can always go back to your previous change. I'm going to show you how to do that. And what we're going to do is we're going to use Eclipse. Okay, so our Eclipse is actually, we have the workspace, right? Workspace is the local working directory on the Eclipse. And now you want to initialize the local Git. So that's what we want to do. So we're going to initialize your local Git folder, or create it, right? Create a local folder, right? So now let me show you this two-step first, right? We talk about Git is version control. First, I'm going to create a project in Eclipse in Workspace and go to the second step. So file, new Java project. Okay, so I'm going to name it hello. Okay, J option pane. Okay, so I create a project. You may see the project that's not linking to Git. No, not going to have the gray text right there at the end, right, with the brackets right there. This is in Workspace. So I'll show you by going to the location where I have my workspace set up. Okay, so let's export to this. Alright, so see that in my workspace, go to workspace itself, you see only one project, which is hello J option pane. I just created, right? Now you may see we don't see the delimiter because it's being moved to step 2, which is move to the d:/git, which we need to do the same when we want to push this code to Git. So, and the whole idea is we just want version control, because Workspace itself cannot do version control. You cannot revert back to previous changes, okay, or the history of changes. Then what we're going to do now, we're going to start to create a new class, okay, first, and do the second step. Hello. Alright, so include the main in here, and may just put J option pane.show message dialog, right? A simple program to say hello in Java. Alright, so with the option pane, of course, we need to import this in, right? Now, show message also need an argument null. Okay, so need 2 arguments passing in. Let's run the program. Hello, right? So it works fine. Now, I want to submit this onto Git. So like I said, first, you have to push it into your local first. I want you to look at our D drive now, comparing between D drive, which I have Git. I have the delimiter, right? But I don't have the hello J option pane yet. So I need to do the second step, which is going to initialize or create the local folder for that project here. which we already have the tools in Eclipse by right-click, team, and share project. Git. Okay, you may not see this if you have the older version of Eclipse. Need to get a newer version, okay, or need to install plugins. Just get a newer version, it's easier. And this is the repository that we want to store, right? So we move it. See that? So we're gonna move hello GithubAndEclipse pane from workspace to Git. So finish that. And let's check. It should do that for us. There's no longer hello GithubAndEclipse pane, and you see the project in Git has the gray text behind it in the brackets. Also, it happened to move here. That makes sense? So we finished the second step. So what it does is it's already do version control for you already. Like if you make changes, it's going to tell you what the changes is going to be. You can revert back. The next step, we actually want to push it to GitHub. Okay? Alright, so that's step number 3 here. So then it can be public and people can see it. So first you need to have a GitHub account, which I already have one. If you don't have one, you can go to github.com and create one. Right? And now the next step is log in and create a new repository, okay, on the GitHub account. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to sign in. If you don't have one, sign up from here. But I already have one. I click sign in. Alright, so I'm in now. So I need to create a new repository, right? And let's name it hello GithubAndEclipse pane, right? And leave it public, then everybody can see it. Alright, so if you don't want anyone else to see, you can do private, but you have to pay for that account. This is free. Now come back to Eclipse. So we create the path. Remember, this is the path that you need to copy. Okay? After you create the repository, we need this. And right click again on Eclipse team, and now we're going to commit. And commit means when you commit, it's going to put into your local, okay, with the commit. And if you want to push to the GitHub, you have to do push. You can do them separately by hit commit, or do both at the same time by hit commit and push. But before you're doing that, you need to type the message, initialize, something like that. Any message that you want to make a note for yourself, and then you know the version. I'm going to do both commit and push. It's going to fill in that link for me. Make sure you copy that. Otherwise, you just need to copy and paste it again. And put in your Git account, right? And Git password. Now next step, just you can take from master, and then just add the spec in here, hit finish, and we're done. So you go back to your GitHub, you refresh that, you see the code, just upload there. See that? See? So this is the code. The next step, let's see if I make changes. Okay? If I make changes, so I'm going to say, instead of hello, I'm going to say hello world, right? I'm going to save the file. It should go into my Git now, right? But these changes will not in version control yet until you team and commit the change. Right, you see it's going to have, I'm going to say update to hello world as the message, right? This is the file that has changed. Same, if you want to commit to local, it's only update to local, but if you want to do both, it can do both too. Then you have to sign in again. Every time you change, you just do that. Okay. Which normally you don't need to do this often to the public or push to github.com. You can only keep committing to your local, and then when you have the final version as specs that you want, okay, you want this to go to public, then you just push that only once, then you don't have to go through this step over and over again. Now let's go to github.com and check if there's a changes going on. Refresh. Hello world. See that? By doing that, it's going to update, and you can see the history now. Update to hello world. First I say initialize 3 minutes ago, right? And a minute ago. Now I want to go back to my previous version. Hello. So that's why we like to have version control. That's why we call version control here, right? You keep recording on all the changes that you have. You can always revert back, right? And you can right click team compare with previous, or let me try again. Compare with, right click on the file. See that? It's going to show you the changes that you make. This is the older version and this is the new version. Okay. I think that should be it for the videos. How to use Eclipse, right, to submit your to Git, right, commit to your local, publish to github.com. I think one more thing, let me show real quick. So for example, if I say hello world with exclamation mark and I want to commit this, not publish to github.com, I can do that by just team and only commit, and this is going to be at exclamation mark. If I just do commit, done. It's commit locally, not to the public. So means that if I right click, right, go to team, go to compare with previous revision, so you see the changes. It's going to show, right? This is comparing to your local, but if you go to GitHub, refresh, there's no, see that? No changes because you didn't push. Make sense? No exclamation mark, right? So if you want it to change, you can do push later. But like I said, sometimes we don't want to keep doing that because you don't want to keep annoying yourself to keep logging in every time, right? If you want to do that later, go to remote and push. Do the same. Enter your login. Select location to push. Now it should be done. Go back and go to history. At exclamation mark. See that? After you push, then make the updates, right, with the comments right there. Go to history, you see there are 3 of them. So that's how we use GitHub. And to share your project, you pretty much going to go to the public, right? Go to copy the link, right, to maybe to the latest code version that you have. Right, and then just copy this link and paste that link, right? This is share the source code. Alright, thank you for watching. If you have questions, you can go to talk